Welcome to Film and Page. I'm Dominic, and in this video I'm going to be talking about some Star Trek news. I haven't talked about any Star Trek stuff in a while. So this article is from Giant Freaking Robot. So I'm not familiar with this news website at all. I don't know how old it is, how long it's been around, but this story popped up in my Facebook feed. So it caught my attention, so I clicked on it, and it's something I haven't heard anyone else talk about. Exclusive: Scott Bakula returning to Star Trek as Captain Archer. Captain Archer is probably not one of the more widely beloved captains in the history of Star Trek, but it is tough to argue that Scott Bakula didn't give the role his all. Nothing else. It was Bakula's performance that shined through the entirety of Star Trek Enterprise. Though there has not been a ton of calls to revisit a lot of what was showcased in that particular series, fans would not turn their noses up at seeing Jonathan Archer showing up in the franchise once again. Well, it looks like that is exactly the plan for the not-too-distant future. According to our trusted inside source, the same one that gave us our confirmed exclusive scoops regarding Don Cheadle appearing as War Machine in The Falcon and Winter Soldier, and Josh Brolin returning to the Marvel Cinematic Universe as Thanos. Captain Archer is going to make a comeback. Our information says that the powers that be at Paramount want to bring Scott Bakula back by having him cameo in another Star Trek show, and then leave the door open for him to headline his own solo series. We assume that would be dependent on how well his cameo appearance would be received. If it manages to be positive enough, they might greenlight the show. Which series would Captain Archer pop up on? Our insider is telling us that Star Trek Picard would be the likely option, since it is probably the highest profiled Star Trek series on the streaming service Paramount Plus. Considering that the ending of Star Trek Enterprise directly featured characters from Star Trek The Next Generation, this does make a lot of sense, and it would be somewhat entertaining to see Scott Bakula and Patrick Stewart get to share some time on screen together. If nothing else, that would be the reason enough to bring Captain Archer back. Or he could pop up in Star Trek Strange New Worlds alongside Captain Christopher Pike. Either way, it would be enjoyable to see two Star Trek captains chumming it up on the screen. So interesting stuff, but there's also a mention that Avery Brooks wants to come back and reprise his role as Cisco, and Janeway wants to come back. I actually think she is coming back to voice her character again for like another animated series, but I don't know, this just kind of seems like a little bit desperate to me for Paramount to be doing this. It's like they can't really make a go of it with any new characters that they come up with, so they got to start mining all the past Trek shows to try to keep the ratings going, to keep people's interest in modern Trek. That's what it seems like to me. Honestly, I don't think they should really do stuff like this until they have Discovery like fixed. It seems like they don't know what to do with Discovery. Like now they're in the future, so it's not a prequel anymore, and just everything about it and the writing and stuff. I would make sure Discovery is a well-greased, oiled machine. Fix the storyline, improve the writing, so everyone's on board with it, and get that show up and running top-notch so those characters can stand on their own, instead of going back in time and mining out these older characters. That's just my opinion. And the other thing, whatever show he ends up on, it's gonna have to be some type of time travel, because Archer would most likely be dead of old age by the time of Captain Pike. If not, he'd be really old. I think Enterprise timeline wise is like 150 years before the original series, 100 years or 150 years, I'm not sure. So he'd be pretty old by that point. He'd definitely be on his deathbed so they'd have to put aging makeup on him or something, burying him aging makeup. So I don't know, can't see that working. So if they want to have the character as he is, they're going to have to involve some kind of time travel thing. So who knows, they might involve the temporal war again. Maybe they'll pick that thread up, because there's like some subplots that never got really explained or ended on Enterprise. As for him getting his own show, I don't know. Enterprise wasn't the most well-received Star Trek show. It was kind of like the show that kind of broke the run that they had going throughout the 90s. There was no other spin-offs after that, and it only made it into 4 seasons. and then the show was canceled, and it had a horrible final episode. And for that era of Star Trek, this was by far the worst series, was Enterprise. So it's kind of an odd choice to bring that one back. If you're going to bring anyone back, you think they would continue to mine Next Generation characters because they're the most popular ones, or even bring back some Deep Space Nine ones or something. To me, I don't know. What I think would be a better idea if they're going to go this route is, why not reunite the entire cast of Enterprise and do like a made-for-TV movie or miniseries of their action, because we never really get to see the final voyage of the NX-01, because they were supposed to go on. There was plans like for the later seasons it would get refitted so it looked more like a Constitution class and stuff like that. I'd like to see something like that. Like, this is the actual final voyage of the NX-01. You know, they're all veterans now, and you know, they're all older, the actors from that show. So they have to, you know, pull out the old NX-01 for some final mission for something, and then they go on their adventure, and just have it like a mini series. It doesn't have to be like an ongoing series, but you know, just something to give Enterprise like a better ending than what it had, that horrible final episode. That's something I would do. But yeah, this is really curious news. Now, this is like some website's inside source. This might be nothing, just a complete rumor. Who knows? But I'll see if any more news about this comes out. So that's everything I got to say in this video. Let me know what you think in the comment section, and I will see you at the next one. I'd like to say thank you to all of my subscribers. I appreciate you all in helping this channel grow. If you're new to the channel, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Also, don't forget to hit the bell icon so you'll be notified when new videos are uploaded.